M6.4 quake hits Taiwan, aftershock pattern worries experts. Taiwan OpenPay collapses, probe underway. Strawberry moon rises over Taiwan, draws global attention. LA police enforce curfew as Trump vows to liberate city. Argentina's Supreme Court upholds ex-president prison sentence. HBO and CNN owner to split streaming and cable businesses. World Bank predicts worst decade for global growth since 60s. Twix ad banned for encouraging unsafe driving.
Hello, I'm Helen. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It is Thursday, June 12th, Superman Day, and here are your top stories. And for today's Taiwan news, a magnitude 6.4 earthquake hit eastern Taiwan on June 11 at 7 p.m., with light to moderate shaking felt island-wide. Experts say it had a slow, long-lasting shake common in subduction quakes. Only one aftershock was felt overnight. Terrain effects caused stronger shaking in central and southern Taiwan, raising concern about more quakes in the coming days. Taiwan OpenPay, a trusted third-party payment platform since 1999, has suddenly shut down. Many merchants report delayed or missing payments, raising fears of a fraudulent collapse. The company's office was found empty in early June. Known for its low fees, OpenPay has long served countless business and authorities are now investigating the case. Taiwan saw the strawberry moon on June 11th, named for the U.S. strawberry harvest season. Though the moon's color remained unchanged, its low angle part of an 18.6-year cycle drew international interest. Taipei Astronomical Museum explained the full moons are named based on seasonal crops or customs, making this one a symbolic highlight of early summer skies. And in global news, Los Angeles police say they have made mass arrests after the fifth day of protest over U.S. President Donald Trump's immigration raids. Mayor Karen Bass declared an overnight curfew within the relatively small area of the city's downtown district, saying businesses were being vandalized and looted. Elsewhere, the immigration raids that triggered the protest last Friday have continued, with deployed National Guard troops now protecting border control agents during enforcement operations.
Trump's row with state officials ramped up after he deployed troops to LA. The president has now vowed to liberate the city but has been accused by California Governor Gavin Newsom of an assault on democracy. On Tuesday, Trump defended his decision to send 4,000 National Guard troops and 700 Marines, saying it was to prevent the city from being conquered by a foreign enemy. These troops lack the authority to make arrests and have instead been tasked only with protecting federal property and personnel. Police moved through downtown areas, firing rubber bullets to try to disperse crowds. The Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, later said multiple groups were still congregating in the district.
Argentina's highest court upheld a 6-year prison sentence for former President Cristina Fernández de Kirchner. The ruling permanently banned her from public office over a corruption conviction that found she had directed state contracts to a friend while she was First Lady and President. The explosive Supreme Court ruling left her subject to arrest and sent her supporters pouring into the streets of Buenos Aires and blocking major highways in protest.
The court asked Argentina's security ministry to set up a detention center to hold Fernández. Her defense lawyer, Carlos Baraldi, said that he had requested Fernández be allowed to serve her sentence under house arrest given her age. The ruling bars Fernández from running in this fall's Buenos Aires legislative elections, just days after she launched her campaign. Fernández, who dominated Argentine politics for 2 decades and forged the country's main left-wing populist movement known as Kirchnerism, after her and her husband, former President Nestor Kirchner, rejects the charges as politically motivated.
The owner of CNN and HBO Max, Warner Bros. Discovery, says it will split into two companies by the middle of next year. The U.S. media giant plans to separate its studio and streaming business from its more traditional cable television networks. The move comes as streaming services attract hundreds of millions of users around the world, while cable TV has seen audience decline in recent years. HBO Max has enjoyed success with shows including Succession, The White Lotus, and The Last of Us, while channels like CNN have been losing viewers.
These hit shows will soon come under a new streaming and studios business, along with the company's film division, and be headed by Mr. Zaslav. The other new company will be called Global Networks, with CNN, Discovery, and TNT Sports among its brands. David Zaslav said, "We are empowering these iconic brands with the sharper focus and strategic flexibility they need to compete most effectively in today's evolving media landscape." The splitting of the media conglomerate follows the 2022 merger that created Warner Bros. Discovery. News of the split did little to improve Warner Bros. Discovery's stock market performance.
The World Bank has predicted that the global economy will experience the slowest decade of growth since the 1960s as the effect of Donald Trump's tariffs are felt. Nearly two-thirds of countries had their growth forecast cut from the bank's last set of predictions 6 months ago. The bank predicts global growth of only 2.3% in 2025, which is 0.4% lower than forecast in January. And for 2027, it predicts growth of 2.6%. Japan, Europe, and the US were among those downgraded in the bank's twice-year report.
The bank's last set of forecasts in January were made before Donald Trump took office. Since then, his introduction of a universal 10% tariff on all imports into the U.S., as well as higher tariffs on steel and aluminum, caused financial markets to plunge in early April. The World Bank downgraded its growth forecast for the U.S. in both 2025 and 2026 because of escalating trade tensions rattling investor confidence as well as private consumption. However, it did not downgrade the U.S.'s main rival, China, which the bank said had enough financial stability to weather the significant headwinds from global political uncertainty.
A TV ad for the chocolate bar Twix has been banned for encouraging unsafe driving. The advert shows a man with flowing hair involved in a car chase and crash that results in his and an identical caramel-colored car being sandwiched on top of each other like a Twix. 5 complaints issued against the advert said it encouraged dangerous driving and was irresponsible. The watchdog, the Advertising Standards Authority, ruled that the ad must not appear again in the current form.
Mars Wrigley, which owns Twix, argued that the ad had a cinematic presentation and was set in a world that was absurd, fantastical, and removed from reality. While the ASA acknowledged that the stunt highlighted the fantastical nature of the advert, it took issue with the first half of the video, which showed driving that appeared likely to breach the legal requirements of the highway code. It said there was an emphasis on speed, including a fast-paced beat and music, during the car chase, noting the visible skid marks left on the road. Mars defended the advert, saying, "The cars were shot driving at lawful speeds and any emulation would only reflect the legal and safe driving presented."
The answer for yesterday was C, implement. The government plans to implement new traffic laws next month. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. LA police enforce curfew as Trump vows to liberate city. Number 1, liberate. 解放使自由. The army was sent to liberate the occupied city. Number 2, trigger. 引发触发. The announcement triggered a wave of protests. Number 3, conquer. 征服克服. The king set out to conquer new lands. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. Superman was first created in 1933 by Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel, the writer and artist respectively. His first appearance was in Action Comics 1, and that was the beginning of a long and illustrious career for the Man of Steel. In his unmistakable blue suit with red cape and a stylish red S on his chest, the figure of Superman has become one of the most recognizable in the world. And that's all for today's Funday news. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Helen, your host, and I'll see you next time.